So this is our meal of December the 7th. You can sit down and eat, James. I have made a couple different, they're the same stir fry, but James has the tofu on it, mine does not. But they both have the kelp. You can see the kelp there. And for dessert, I've arranged it differently. Mine I've served inside of a pumpkin to help me limit my serving because I love chia pudding so much. I'll eat loads of it. And that's what I have in there. And today I made my chia pudding with kalonji and orange blossom water and maple syrup. Tastes amazing and tastes very good with the orange segments. I've put the orange segments right in for James in there. So we'll see what James thinks of the meal. You gonna try it?
Sure you
Forgot to bring myself water. That's okay. I forgot to mention that I put this stuff in it, but I can't remember what it's called right now, so that's fine.
That's pretty good. The tofu, of course, is excellent. But this
I know.
is you want to avoid the temptation. So you don't know what this is, eh?
I'll think of it after we're done
finished.
eating.
Yeah. It's always that way. I'll move the tofu to the side so I can part of the dish I'm not used to.
What are those things called? You know those things that, remember the woman, that nurse was telling us that she eats raw. She liked to eat them raw,
yeah,
remember?
That.
Now, what was that? Because that's what...
But
I was like, oh, raw?
About her eating them raw. And I was too shocked about that to apprehend much else. So. But it's often that way. It's hard to grasp a lot of things anyway.
That's delicious.
I'm kind of mixing the noodles around.
I know they're not great, but...
Those noodles?
Yeah.
Well, they're noodles. So, noodles, is there such a thing as a great noodle? I don't think so. Well, you know, there are whole wheat noodles, or are there? You see, that would be great noodles. It's just I was going to say there's great bread. There isn't great bread, but there is.
Because you don't really like the buckwheat noodles that much.
Well, there's got to be a way to do them so that they don't taste like worms. That's what you're talking about, right? Ones that. It's got to go for the cats.
Yeah, just leave it. It's fine.
They were all over the furniture. Did you see all the footprints? Bunny footprints. Nothing like the neighbor's cats. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, these things are weird. They kind of look like dried pear slices, right?
Well, I could have chopped them up smaller.
Doesn't matter.
You didn't see me.
Well, they're not a bad taste. I think the whole thing with stir fry is to have it all taste like stir fry. And it does, so.
I was reading in Gastrophysics that if we played classical music while we ate, then we would eat more slowly.
Is that to suggest that it decreases your appetite?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. You see, like, what are they comparing it with? Like listening
rock
to
music.
Well,
like top 40 or whatever.
Yeah, well, a lot of that stuff's going to be upbeat, right? It's all comes down to a matter of how fast the beat is on average.
Well, the author did mention that.
So, the thing to do would be to just play some zoned out electronica. Be better than classical.
Maybe. We'll have to try it. Independent study, there you go. You could line up the independent studies.
Okay.
The university.
Well, the thing is, see, the trouble with typical classical music, it would push you off your food. Like we're talking about stuff like Wagner, Berlioz, stuff like that, because there's so many changes in volume.
I don't know. It had something to do with people talking while they're eating or whatever too. Because
classical music stops that. They're going.
No,
what?
People do. Like while he was mentioning Hard Rock Cafe.
Yeah.
How they play the music. It's rock music and it's loud, right? And they do that to get people moving. So
is that true?
Yeah, they don't talk while they're eating because the music's so loud.
Well, see, like, get moving now. That's interesting because at 7-Elevens they used to play classical music to get the kids moving. You know? They wouldn't hang around.
Well, that is interesting.
Apparently it worked, at least for a while. Maybe forever. The big trouble is when those kids grew up to get to the point where they had some money to spend at 7-Eleven instead of stealing from it, they might have opted for alternatives like going to a Mac store.
Doubt it.
I doubt it too.
And I made enough for tomorrow.
Wow, that's good.
And enough for tomorrow of the chia pudding if I don't launch into it. I sure love that stuff. This might be the best recipe I've invented for chia pudding. So good. But yeah, all they have to do to get people to move quickly while they're eating is get them to do deck dining in January. That really makes you move.
It's a little cool. Yeah, it's too bad we had to go to the library today. It would have been best too when the sun was
Well,
up.
I had planned to do this.
Yeah.
For noon, right? But
yeah, exactly. I think the sun has officially
but I
set
hope
by
you
now.
got done doing whatever you needed to do there. And
There were 3 things, and I took care of them as much as I could.
that's good. If I could eat this morning, noon, and night,
Yeah.
I don't think I could get sick of it. Oh, so yum.
So this guy was saying people talk more during classical music. Maybe they're just trying to drown it out. Not that I dislike classical music, but I think most people do.
I don't know what it was.
I kind of like it. I've got wax of classical music.
Oh, so good.
There's certain eras I don't like that much, like Baroque music, except for Handel. I can handle Handel.
That's even better than
But
the
you know,
pumpkin pie
I sound
one.
like Scrooge, Christmas Carol, when Handel's main competition is going. My reaction is Bach, humbug.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Scrooge, was it Scrooge? He'd say bah, humbug, B-A-H.
Yeah, but you like Bach?
Not that much.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't. I don't like Baroque music that much. It sounds pretty formulaic.
Alright then.
The thing about Bach is a lot of it is very mechanical writing. It's mathematical.
That's what a lot of people like about it.
I know. I'd rather hear a computer tootling away.
I kind of munched on my pumpkin. I just want you to taste the dessert for a minute, just to see if you like it. Just
Didn't
one.
I eat it before?
No, you haven't tried this flavor.
Okay.
I've just made this flavor just this time, right now.
Okay. I'm just going to have a
Yeah, just a little
spoonful.
spoon.
I'm going to save this for later.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Good. This is a black centered kind of meal.
So what does a blackberry taste?
It's kalonji.
Oh,
That's
okay.
flavoring it. And orange blossom water, but it's orange. Or blossom white, I suppose, but but the black is the kalonji, which is also called black cumin.
Yeah.
And
That's weird. There's a spice in there.
And gives it a very interesting flavor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have it
It's
outside
fantastic.
too because it keeps it cool. I think it's something to serve up cold.
Yeah.
So, like you had it set out here. You wouldn't want to set it out on the table right at the beginning of the meal like you did here. It's no problem because it's pretty cool out here.
Yeah.
You're serving it up at Christmas time, regular setting. You wouldn't set it up in front of the cozy fire. Leave it in the fridge or whatever.
No, but that chia pudding I made thinking, well, that'll be great for serving alongside any, boy, they're very mad at me. Serving alongside any Indian dish. So if we make any kind of curry or whatever, the flavors will work really well with that. And plus it works with this because I used orange for the stir fry. So it matches the flavors with this too. And I used black sesame seeds and black chana flour to make your tofu bites. So
Well, that's about the best they've ever been. They seem to get better each time.
they're always
Well, the whole
pretty
thing
much
is to
the
coat it
same.
with stuff to make you forget that it's tofu, right? More stuff you coat it with,
And then
better.
I just bake them in
But
the
you
oven.
basically got it now, so the stuff sticks to it.
I used to deep fry them, which I have to admit was better, but
Well, I wouldn't say that. This is the best you've ever
It's healthy.
made for me,
this is
for
healthy.
my taste buds.
Good. I'm glad.
But I think it's mainly you got so you can stick stuff to it, right?
Yeah.
The more stuff you stick to it, the less you realize it's tofu.
Yeah. It's easy to marinate them because they're moist when they come out of the marinade, right? And then you just coat them in the stuff that whatever. The chana flour helps this sesame seed stick. Works out really well. It's easy. So easy. I can make those for you every day at like 15 minutes notice.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, I should marinate them longer. But I could do that. They just wouldn't be as strong flavored. Oh, and then I'd need some baking time. But, yeah. I'm glad you like dinner.
Well, that's a good